Ping. So today I wanted to talk about something that might confuse a lot of you, but I love my disease. When I tell people that, when I say that to people, they kind of look at me like, wouldn't you rather be healthy? And my honest answer is no. It may seem very weird, but you would have to live the life of a disabled person to kind of understand it. When I was born, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was told different things. It was scary. I was depressed for a little while. I went through my suicide times where I was really very, very down, and I got out of that, thankfully. And I was looking at it like, I don't want to face living in a chair and living this and living that, and I was just very negative about the way I viewed it, meaning that the only way that it was going to be bad. That's all I could keep convincing myself, was that you have a disease, your life's going to suck. And I convinced myself of that for the longest time. And I can't, looking back on it now, it's really ridiculous and funny for me, but the reason why I love my disease is because I am who I am right now, and you're also only looking at me right now because of my disease. I am only friends with the friends that I was friends with because they accepted me. The other people wouldn't accept me, they made fun of me. I rode a moped for a lot of the time when I was younger because it was hard for me to walk, so I had to use a go-ped and then a moped, and then I drove around a lot until I couldn't drive anymore. And within that driving, I drove to California here 4 years ago because it was too cold in New Jersey and they didn't have my medicine there. And if you were to just wipe away the whole disease, there'd be no illness, there'd be no weakness, there'd be no van, there'd be no need to drive, I would be in school, I would be working, I would be going toward to college, I would be going toward a 9-to-5 job, I'd be working on my retirement, my 401k, I'd be worried about girlfriends and this and that, and the hardest part I feel about being disabled is probably the lonely factor. It's a very, very emotional thing for people to deal with somebody that has an emotion, and they either get too worried or they are not worried at all, and there's a big emotional reaction. It's hard to really describe to you, but it takes certain people to be in a disabled person's life, and along that road, I've learned so much, and I would never want to be anything but what I am. And that's why it's hard for me to think about me not disabled, and that's why I love my disability. And I love my disease because, like I said, I would probably be just a 6'1", 6'2" version of me, a lot stronger, a lot bigger, and I'd probably be an athlete, and I probably would have been a jerk, and I probably would have joined a fraternity, and I probably would have gone to college somewhere and just done the usual binge drinking, and instead I get to do something completely different, which has been look at a life that, they told me is going to be limited in my length, and kind of get to go, ooh, alright, goody, 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 instead of what I was doing, which was going pity, pity, pity. When you know that you don't have that much time, you get to really put that much more force and emphasis on what you're doing in that time, if you want to do something in that time. And I want to do something in that time. I know that I have a calling. I have this disease because I was meant to have it. I've gotten so many people that have written emails to me and contacted me through Facebook and through different mediums telling me I've changed their life, and it's because I shared my life story, which is something I did by accident. It was something my sister just told me to do one day, and it was only because a movie failed, and like I said, I wouldn't be able to help all those people that I never knew if I didn't have this disease? And yeah, I'm in pain a lot. Yeah, I don't sleep very much. And yeah, I'm hungry, and I have a lot of stomach problems and a lot of pain and muscle and joint. But what I also have is the most incredible life in the world. I get to do what I want, when I want. I get to feel how I want. I don't have to go by any routine that people have to go by. And then I get to just interact with people, and people get to see me. And the thing is, the great part about me is I invite people into my disability. And people get curious as to, well, most people would see a person in a wheelchair and maybe be intimidated to go up to them. And I've met some of the most incredible people in the world. You know, from my top, you know, from Danny Carey from Tool to Abe from Deftones. You know, I met Paris Hilton at a club. So many actors, Tony Todd, Mark Hamill, you know, just from the movie that I was just by, you know, Jay Chandrakasar, the whole team from Broken Lizard, you know, the guys that made Super Troopers. And it's all because I was in this chair. And I just said, hey, do you mind, you know, and I don't know if I would have gotten to meet these people if I wasn't in this chair. Actually, no, I know for a fact I wouldn't. There's a lot of things that I've gotten because of this chair, not just primo parking. And, you know, there are some diseases out there that, you know, are worse, way worse than mine. But the thing is that the beauty about, in my opinion, about disease is that it can teach you, it can inform you, and it can help you grow and help the people around you grow. Help them realize what life's kind of about and what to worry about and what not to worry about. And that's where I really truly see the beauty of my disease and why I would never take a cure. And I'm very, very pleased to be sick and weak and struggling, because it made me who I am today. And I'm proud of that person, and I've accomplished a lot, and I've accomplished a lot more than most people thought I ever would and most people ever will. And, you know, it's something when somebody's proud of you. It's even more when you're proud of yourself. And my disease has pushed me. You know, every bit of gravity that I feel 20,000 times more than anybody else, it's helped me grow. It's helped me be stronger to push against it and fight against it and not let it get me down. And here I am, you know, like I said, most people, they come up to me and say, Mike, I forgot you even had a disease. What do you have? I'm like, dude, to be honest with you, I forgot you were in the chair. I'm like, okay. But that's just because I'm so happy. And that's because I saw a path and I learned some truths in this chair. And I can happily say that me in this chair have not only changed my life, but have had an impact on the world as well. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And, you know, me and these wheels have accomplished a lot. I'm just, you know, that's why I love my disease, because nothing would be without it. I would just be like everybody else, and I'm not so sure if I would like that person. I like the fact that I was taught about what life is and what life isn't, and I'm lucky that I have a short life expectancy because it gets things into focus. And sometimes most people don't have things in focus at all until they're 50, 60, 70, even later. But I have them in focus today, and yesterday, and the day before, and it's all because of my disease. So I said it once in the Washington Post video, and I'll say it again, Mom. Thank you. You know, I know you feel bad about it, but for me, personally, Mike Oliveri, I couldn't be any more grateful for having muscular dystrophy. And I will ride this wave until the sand, and then I'll post up with a margarita. Alright, that's it for tonight. I think I've rambled on, and that's what the Led Zeppelin guys do. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I love you very much. Cheers.